Welcome everyone to our irregular, kinda low level, but usually Linux and open source live stream coding here today, ARM and other cross compilation edition of the next big thing that is our just raw Linux distribution, Linux and more coming soon. So what is the issue? The recurring stuff. So also yesterday we saw a lot of cross builds failing for Perl and Perl only. I looked into the GCC hidden symbols, and after 30 plus minutes of guru meditation and debugging there, I think the libgcc stuff is correct. Also, I find it a little bit silly that, so it looks to me that they are, so previous video, right? I can't always repeat everything. All the previous live streams are in the archive there. So it looks to me that they're intentionally, like in GCC, hiding those symbols when they are not used for that architecture combination. It is a little bit silly, in my opinion, that they build them then at all. I mean, why build stuff and then hide the symbol? Doesn't make the most sense. There's also like various stuff I could open. Here's some various stuff, like maybe even RISC-V, which is byte swap I2. But other platforms have others, right? We have seen Hewlett Packard and so on. So I guess, and also I actually tested that, also nothing like epic thread ripping through it with latest AMD's AM5 7950X. It's of course in hell when you can epic thread rip through that like in 40 minutes. And I actually did so here with T2.2.6 and stuff. And it turns out in that previous release we didn't have Perl enabled for cross compilation. And in this older GCC 11, that also was hidden, because I was wondering why did it work previously, and spoiler alert, it didn't. We just didn't cross compile Perl. So while GCC was updated, it still remains the same, and also for other architectures, these are other symbols. So what I think happens there, and we will continue with that in 10 minutes or so, I think we configure Perl wrong because upstream Perl doesn't have cross-compile support. Because why should a major project like Perl after 30 plus years have cross-compile support? Of course it hasn't. So we quirk and YOLO and hack that for like over a decade or 15 years in T2 to freaking cross-compile somewhat. And I think that is wrong. We configure for the host x86 and then build anyway. So what I think happens there, which I still need to further analyze, that the x86-64 configuration is enabling some stuff of long 128-bit integer and whatnot stuff, and other random stuff that then or other defines also in whatever preprocessor defined stuff. So the code is built in unexpected, not intended ways, that it is tricking or like not sanity checking enough features in GCC that it is leading to that in many cross builds. We take a look in this in a moment. So we probably, so to tackle that, I think one way would be to, actually I should have prepared better, configure that natively on like PowerPC. I don't have the RISC-V 64 board with me because it's on my home desk, because obviously where would you have your latest and greatest unmatched RISC-V 64 workstation, right? But we can take any other thing, board or PowerPC, Tybook or G4 and stuff. But anyway, another thing is, so this is basically the summary. We only need to somehow better cross-compile Perl probably, which also explains because the strange hidden symbols with libgcc are only used in Perl, no other build, so that is most likely. And I previously had already to disable long 80-bit floating point stuff of x86 galore. Who else, except probably some old Vexen, have 80-bit floating point stuff? You can see me. But let's first, so that's too long, didn't listen or watch. Let's tackle Mesa first, because it also fails to build for ARM. With Neon assembly, I do not have that enabled, of course I do. So we probably could hide this error. We are simply not optimizing enough. Cortex, or I wonder though, should this have Neon? Because GCC is complaining Neon, I think it's Neon. Should this not be relatively new? That probably for sure has Neon. This should have Neon. Strange. Then it's, so yeah, as usual, you think you quickly patch one thing and then it's something slightly else. Because the thing is, Mesa doesn't build of all things for ARM, for 32-bit ARM. Did it even build for, I think probably, did I test build? Anyway, I thought I have to manually disable some Neon optimization. Let's see what we find. So for the Perl stuff, all right, well, we don't need that probably anymore. And then we probably, because I just wiped it, one not working. Perl test build state there. So yeah, the only constant is change and regressions. That certainly doesn't disappoint. And I would probably say that Mesa previously built. So how did we build that with a Ninja? Because obviously. And VLDM, so the question is what's going on here, because let's first check if we compile with ARM version 7. Is it version 7? You would hope it's version 7. Is it version 7? I so hate this ARM version shit because it's not in line with, like, they have ARM whatever and this bloody ARM versions, yeah, like ARM 11 and whatnot. Yeah, microarchitecture ARM version. So I so hate that this bloody version stuff. I probably mentioned this in the ARM more main channel. The silly things in IT, right? They have some numbering sheets. They have like 2 numbering schemes, and of course they're not in sync. I mean, who would do that? I would certainly not do that. Maybe we should start a processor company too. Anyway, so apparently that is microarchitecture version 7. Let's check if we build something like that, like our trusty Hello World example. If that enables Neon, maybe not. Maybe we do. We need to explicitly enable that. Don't tell me we... Most extension names are generically named. Advanced SMD Neon extension ARM version 7A. Oh wait, so it's not included in the generic ARM version 7? Is that an optional feature or what? Okay, ARM version 7A plus SIMD. So apparently that is not enabled by default. Apparently maybe it's not a... Okay, so that actually, wait a second, did we not build for ARM Cortex? Cortex A8? But that has ARM. Why does it not... maybe... Why does GCC not enable that when we MCPU Cortex R8? ARM9 Cortex. The recurring wonderland of compiler optimization. Also, yeah, ARM, the clusterfuck that is ARM optimization variants, right? ARM version 7. So maybe that is just, but should Cortex A8 not? That is march, mCPU, right? mCPU. Somehow this list is... somehow that's not very well documented here. AKA not at all for... That is not really what I expected. I mean, I expected when I tell GCC, like, I want Cortex A8, I get, like, the full key features of Cortex A8 cores, but... apparently not. Do they have dash neon? That is, of course, extremely disappointing, to be honest. Maybe that is for compatibility and ABI and whatnot, but anyway, it is silly. I remember a couple of times I patched... What even builds there? Alright, I think... maybe I didn't have an HPP risk board there, built there. Nah. I remember I patched this a couple of times, so what I would then do is, that probably has some Mesa options somewhere, or you would hope at least. Yeah, like maybe you would need to build with something like MFPU Neon, which maybe you would want for performance, which... So maybe they always... Actually, that might be a thing. Maybe they... First ARM... Okay, they explicitly... But... I mean, this is a little bit nah, right? So they try to, behind our back, try to enable Neon, which we might generically discard. What was it? MFPU? No, it's actually... and maybe... Oh wait, do we remove M? Actually, we might not even remove that. We remove mtune, march, but nothing more, maybe. That is bizarre. I think NFPU Neon should be passed through, but maybe it is also silly that this Broadcom driver tries to enable that behind our back. Especially you think it's like a 1 minute fix and then you go meditate about... So I somehow don't even have... I would have expected a generic neon disablement option. Nah. I mean, what we could do is not build this driver, because I'm not feeling like messing too much. I thought I quickly disable neon, but it's not like a quickly disabling neon here. It's more like we probably want to change our optimization stuff to enable neon by default for that. C4. So let's see, grab neon. Let's GCC wrapper bypass and build with mCPU equals Cortex A8. Was it plus neon? Oops. Cortex-A does not support feature Neon. Plus SIMD. This extension plus Neon and Neon. I'm a little bit irritated that... Wait, does ARM version 7a? Wait a second, should this not list the supported extension for such architectures? Don't tell me MCPU does not enable Arch. Someone asked why we're not on Twitch, because we sometimes streamed a little bit, but not too many people watched, so what's the point of... We have 4,000 plus subscribers here and 9 on Twitch. But yeah. Someone comments MDP state versus ACPF for battery life. Yeah, that might be previous video, right? It changes, I mentioned that. Lesser performance, but instead of 3.5 gigahertz, 400 megahertz base clock. The crazy thing is I just recently changed that actually from this mess that is that stuff that nobody, I just recently, this option can be used in conjunction with or instead the MCPU option. So from that I would expect MCPU Cortex-A8 enable Neon, but why does it not? I'm ARM version 7a, or was it without comma? Hey, that works but doesn't. SMD32, why does this not have any Neon define? ARM version. Yeah, this ARM is such a mess. That is, here's ARM Arch 7. Somehow this doesn't enable Neon either. Apparently you need to really, what was it? What was it, FPU? No, we actually should have MFPU Neon. Do you really need that freaking here, maybe? Crazy stuff. It's like they really don't want you to use that, huh? Also no Neon define? I would expect some Neon stuff to enable here. So it's a pathing that... I'm a little bit irritated here. The question is if we would build it like that, if that would... I mean, we pass that through, so... But yeah, I'm really currently wondering that the stuff doesn't work more smoothly. This is, after such long time, way too much filling, in my opinion, to get stuff working. What does happen here with... But as you see, a lot of stuff needs to really work like perfectly for... No, this has ARM feature SMD32. But this has VFP. Should this not have PU Neon too? Strange stuff. Maybe we should disable this driver. Yeah, this is why I'm wondering, like, what are all those people thinking that this stuff doesn't work? Like, if you're wondering why do we have so much architectural definitions and quirks and features and patches, it's like, this is exactly why, right? Because stuff didn't build. VC4, was it VC4? I think it was VC4, wasn't it? Let's see if more stuff is using that there. Why does this not work? So this might be partially borked build of all my tests here. All I wanted to fix is, all I wanted to fix is Perl. This is building Perl. I can continue there. So the other next Mesa wouldn't surprise me if it is the same. Which is this still Broadcom? Oh, there's Broadcom, was it not? But here I'm similar, wondering whether the previous build worked. Like some month ago, because Mesa we obviously did build. And so yeah, Perl will be a funny one. Let's see if we find. The crazy thing is also I'm neither a fan, as usual, right? Of what am I a fan? That's not invented here, but Perl is probably mostly unarguably shitty. Even Python is better than that, or Ruby. The config is actually testing gazillion things the last time I checked. What is still not... Which driver is it now? It's still Broadcom. What is it still? V3D Turtle. What is... Did I delete the wrong? What did I even delete there? V3D, C4, trigger. So let's see if we can somehow YOLO that here. It would be good to better know which feature, but which configuration tweak is enabling strange compiler use. Would be even better to, if GCC wouldn't generate stuff that it intentionally doesn't support. Do we find a... So the question is, so it should probably have some config somewhere, maybe here. Long size in size, long size. Wait, should long size not be 4? Only long is 8, right? Has quad, there is a 64 integer type. Define. Okay, all those I think they are wrong. Quad is int 1. Quad is what the heck? What kind 2? Yeah, I think that's wrong. I think this should be long. This configuration is crazy, right? And also, in my opinion, you should not need to configure that. You should just use uint, modern int type headers. It's like here, it's most likely. It's probably also, what is in 64? What? Ah, but they have that. Why do they not use in 64? What is multi-arch? Long size 4. Okay, let's see, how do we build this? And of course later we would need to automate that. So what we basically will probably end up doing is sed this bloody config more. Does this simply equal? Oh, what happens then? So what's probably happening is that it's this build like that. Oh no, there's something long. Unexpected before long. Quad T define config H. Probably mistyped or something. Maybe some editing hiccup with Unicode. I guess that should be like that. Yeah, but that is so silly. That is basically all our software should not be developed. Hey, okay, this enabled that. What is X? I think it built for other architectures. Where does? I mean, not that we would need these drivers. By the way, if you have, I probably should make a dedicated video as we support here everything, and we recently, I mean, always purchase some stuff. But I also don't want to spend all my money for random nonsense that I otherwise don't need. If someone, my point is, I probably should make a dedicated video shout out there. If you have some exotic stuff that you don't really need and just collect dust, you can send it to us. Also drop me first a note. Don't send up the random stuff. And we are not e-waste recycling facility. But drop me a note. For example, XGI cards, they're not high performance and exotic and rare and stuff, except maybe some server boards. But I'm not spending €100 or 200 for bloody low performance crappy XGI stuff, right? But if you have one gathering dust, I'm happy to support that more. So my point is, before it collects dust and you can't really use it much and stuff, always check if I have use for that, and then it can gather dust in my archive and occasionally get testing or some reverse engineering. So why does this fail? Struct has no member IO base. Interesting. Not sure. Maybe we recently re-enabled that. That is possible. I recently re-enabled some drivers. Maybe we have not yet test built that for all. Not going to commit that instantly. Oops. So this Mesa and Neon stuff needs research. Let's add a note. Of course, I don't really want to commit it like that. So theoretically, research plus Neon and Mesa drivers. Thick. Like we have nothing else to do. Oops. Okay, this still didn't fix that thing. Maybe we should actually. So the problem is, so that is count leading zeros or so. The question is, how does it get? Apparently regx. How did this? Maybe we HPPA. I think it was that object dump was the disassembly here, and we want. Pattern phone. Should this not be? Okay, let's. Sorry about that. Actually, it would have maybe been more clever if it works too. Also, so many freaking warnings. Ah, shit, this doesn't copy and paste like that. Does this build so long? Yeah, there's also some warning, so that's probably still some in-size nonsense. This left shift count width of type is usually indication that's here. Yeah, there's also, I think I saw some 60, maybe it's some rotate left and stuff here in zip round of, there's obviously some shit going wrong. But Perl is also not personally, Perl is garbage. When I came to Unix and stuff, I was immediately thinking of so many Unix admins praising Perl. I was like 20 years ago, all this Perl, it's like people also like similar to Rust, Perl's best invention since sliced bread, and I was there like, dude, what are they thinking? Such a clusterfuck of a mess. But anyway, probably takes something to impress me though. Perl is certainly ain't it. But also even independently of the language that is Perl, this is also not really written nicely, clean and portable code. Probably can't. Also, by the way, we need to disable it, but that is another thing. Okay, we can manually fix it up outside. And then what did I even want to do? All right, I wanted to get this capital S Warsaw. We wanted to know where this is generated, but obviously some integer size stuff is still vastly wrong. Where is that? Here, why did we not see this in the disassembly? So that is in, here's a branch to that. Where is the bloody function? Match non entry call info. Here as rec in class. There is a at least, so yeah, there's a generate that. Here. Size of shit of size of you and stuff. And, okay, this does a lot more. Also, yeah, amazing sources, right? C, the glorified portable as macro assembler preprocessor. They totally got that. Yeah, I guess the sizes here are still majorly wrong. Actually should have prepared better and got some PowerPC. I mean, we could put some QEMU. The best thing to tackle that, I think the best thing to tackle that would be to take some 32-bit platform and run this natively and compare what we currently generate with what should be generated. We fixed that, right? Long int size 44 and 64. Probably way more bloody defines like that all over the place. Wherever. Yeah. Double size comes of double. Ah, here, that is wrong. Pointer size is also... Oops. Ah, shit, okay, doesn't really matter, so that obviously also... Maybe they cast some pointer size and stuff. Maybe that is where the... Double size, long double... I think the long double I patched away already. Oh, wait a second, long double size. So long double size is a good question. I don't know that off the top of my head. But in my opinion, it is also silly that a bloody script language needs to hard code stuff like that. Oops. I already casted that stuff away. Long double, I should, I need to have a stack of systems. I have the ARM boards in storage, but I should have. The problem is my desk is so full. Previous video photos, alright. Nothing like having the most expensive X670E board without test bed just beyond even the water cooling radiator just laying on top of it. So yeah, my desk. My point is my desk is full. Lab power supply there. FPGA everything. I would turn on the HPPA risk if it wouldn't boot so long, and Bash is somehow broken on it, so probably not the point. That is a silly long double point. Wait a second, this long means this is even. Oh, wait a second. So I maybe SED'd that. So long double. Wait a second. What should? Let me think. What should? Does someone write it there? Oh, I need to have. I should have at least wired my G4 cube up here to always have some RISC 32-bit RISC stuff. What would be so? I think long. Wait, long. I think it should be 32-bit ARM long double size. Can internet answer that? Long, I want long double 64. Yeah, I mean, that is a crazy C stuff, right? That double and long double is the same because YOLO. Probably what I guru meditated myself here, right? Double, long double size. So should this not be 8? And that kind is IEEE. Long double is double. Long double is IEEE 128-bit. I think it is. Long double is freaking double, isn't it? You can't mix this. I mean, this is so silly that people even write. I so want to rewrite everything because this is all just so silly. And that is a problem, right? In my opinion, like for 30, 40, 50 years, so much stuff in the industry was done in so low quality ways how it should not have been done, right? So it's still doing that. Do we still get the same amount of crazy warnings? I think we got less crazy warnings. Expansion of 264. No, there's still quite some. So yeah, I guess there's still more stuff. So much to simply cross-compiling that. Even SEDing this stuff is non-trivial. Obviously, we need to do that a little bit conditional. Oh yeah, more sizes. Oh man. Did we fix all of them? Double. Wait, is this not also wrong? Why do they freaking need even freaking that? But oh, wait a second. They should be triple E math. Triple E 754. This is also fully defined double infinite bytes. Oh, come on. They might even be wrong. They might be byte. It's hilarious. I mean, there's a reason why few people try to cross-compile Perl. I would actually not really support it if we wouldn't need it for something. Like, is it even needed to build the freaking Linux kernel even? Yeah, that is so sad. Undefined reference to what? LD in function undefined. What do they even try to do there? Files seem to be make tables. What the heck? Oh man, is that a mess? I mean, we could. I don't even like. We would even need to run. I mean, if to get this somewhat. I mean, very theoretically, we could maybe configure that with M32 and just get an approximation of. And then have less to fix. Yeah, I think I only enabled that. I knew that. I mean, I was actually wondering that it was mostly working. I should have known better with my love and hate relationship and experience with Perl. Yeah, I'm sort of speechless of what math that is. Firefox also fails. That is of course not ideal. So of course only for ARM 32-bit. Wouldn't be surprised if that is Neon 2. Transform Neon. There's even the error selected doesn't support. Is that also Neon? Maybe it is Neon in media. In the pronouns even to see. Cannot select. LLVM error cannot select. Truncate. What? Even that I've never seen before. 2022 live on this channel. See even more build errors you never wanted to see. Truncate. In register. Where's even couldn't compile QCMS. Why can it not select that? Did it say somewhere? Couldn't select. Don't immediately see the rest of the node. Yeah, probably on some new science people soon applaud and throw a party when ARM32 stuff is deleted everywhere because it didn't build for. Yeah. We probably want to research. Yeah, that is the thing, right? You're like you could release except some doesn't compile right and Mesa drivers in Firefox. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I get some PowerPC out. You don't need to see me picking up some, like watch me picking up some PowerPC thing, starting it, hoping it still boots. Yeah, so tiny little bit of regression work to do. That's basically it for this. But yeah, maintaining leaf solution for all architectures is a tiny little bit of work, dedication, and stuff. And the only constant is change and regressions, recurring theme here. So yeah, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I hope you learned something. And as some people say, maybe the additionally interim stream on Twitch just to make Twitch fans happy. And maybe Patreon or GitHub sponsorship. And otherwise, I hope to see you soon for our next videos and live streams and code and patches and regression.